Here we are with the gavel. Well, the secret's out. The secret's out. Google, one of the biggest companies caught up in the spying scandal, now revealing how exactly they hand over data to the government. The company saying in a statement that we deliver that information to the United States government generally through secure FTP transfers and in person. So can Google now be trusted, and all these other companies who are doing the same thing? Joining us now to weigh in, Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Okay, this is a complicated topic, so help us break this down. Google has no choice, right?
Correct. When the government comes calling with a warrant signed by a judge of the FISA court saying you will turn over all this information to the person that shows up with the warrant, Google has no choice but to comply. It costs Google a lot of money to comply. You're not asking about going through a file and handing a piece of paper over. You're talking about thousands of person hours of work intended to gather the information the government wants. Google can't challenge the warrant, and Google can't reveal the existence of the warrant. If it challenges it or reveals the existence of it, it breaks the law that authorizes it.
So if somebody was doing an interview with an executive at Google before we knew about all this and said, hey, are you doing any kind of, inside operations with the government, they'd have to say no, and they'd technically have to lie.
Yes, they would be obliged to lie, even if they were asked that question under oath in a courtroom. This is the conundrum that the statute has required. We have a statute that says when you swear to tell the truth, you have to tell the truth. We have another statute that says if you get one of these FISA warrants, you can't tell anybody you got it, even if that means lying.
So they couldn't be charged with perjury?
Not the Google people, no.
Now, let me ask you, how did Twitter not have to comply? Because at least the reports out there right now are that Twitter is not complying with this. Not sure if that's the case or not, but could it be that way?
No, it could not be that way.
Okay.
If the government gets a warrant from a FISA court judge, one of those warrants that nobody can talk about and nobody can challenge, and serves it on Twitter or anybody else that is the custodian of someone else's records. So we're not talking about an FBI agent coming to your house. We're talking about an FBI agent going somewhere where records are kept about you, your telephone provider, your internet service provider, or Twitter. They have no choice but to comply. The government doesn't like this. The government doesn't like having to go to the place where the records are kept. And the Obama administration, this is really over the top, has proposed legislation that will put Twitter, AT&T, Verizon, Google, Microsoft computers in FBI offices so that when the government gets one of these warrants, the federal agent can just go to the Google computer and get it right there. I can't imagine that legislation will pass in this environment, but the Obama administration has proposed it.
I can imagine that these companies, when they started, never knew that they were going to be involved in all of this government activity on top of everything else. It's an amazing transformation.
I think you're probably right.
Judge